Hi guys, Joseph here. Today we're doing another Joseph car video, and today we're doing another video on my 2002 Volvo V70, and today we're going to be replacing the front door latch actuator. In our case, we will be doing the passenger side one. Very similar for doing the drivers, apart from you'll have an extra rod if you do the driver's one, because obviously you have the door lock. But obviously in this case we're doing the passenger door latch. Well, the thing is, sometimes we've been having some issues over the last couple of months. Once the car door wouldn't unlock, and another time I locked the car and the rod was staying up. It wasn't going down. It's been intermittent. But I had that same issue on the rear door, which ended up being a lock actuator problem. So obviously replacing the latch solved that. So in this case we're going to actually be replacing the front door latch to fix the problem on the front door. So let's get over to the car right now. Right guys, to start this door latch removal, we're going to start by having to take this door panel off. I'm going to flick that catch in. So first what we do, quick one, is we just take this off. Careful not to break it. Then I've just flicked my door catch in for now. So now, with the help of a trim tool, we're going to get this separated. There is a little gap. Careful not to break it. Yeah, just be careful not to break that. Right guys, one little disclaimer. I've got an extra light running underneath, which is a puddle light. You won't have this. I'm going to have to disconnect that one. Right guys, just going to get the bottom screw here. So they're both T24. You do want these screws in this. You don't go putting them in there, putting it back without the screws, or this will snap off. So now guys, now you've got that removed, you've got these clips all around the side. These are little push pins. The way it works is you push it in the center. You could use I'm just use this. Then they pull out. I'm going to use a trim tool to help me pull these out. There you go. I'm going to keep them in the door panel. Now guys, to lift this door panel off, you should be able to lift up by now. It's not lose the stuff in it. put these on the floor in the car so I don't lose them. Don't lose those. So now guys, we're going to lift this door panel up. It sits on a ledge. So all we're going to do is lift this up. It should lift off. Might be a bit stuck if it ain't enough for a while. Yeah, I haven't had this one off for a while. So once you lift up, you pull it back. Then at the front, I'll try and help you see. You've got to pull this door handle cable. You just pull that back. Then your next electrical connector is the tweeter. This is the speaker. Then down here is the Windows switch. The tabs on this side or on the back. And on the side, that off the side. Oh, you won't have these wires here. These are for a light I installed. I'll wire that up later. And that's door panel removed. Now guys, you want to pull this moisture insulation back. This one's really is torn up, so I've got another one of these to put in place of this one. This one's really bad. So yeah, you don't want to tear yours. I'm not good with it. I did my best not to ruin it, but someone else wrecked this. I've got another one of these in the scrapyard. So now you pull that through. Then, now, right, you won't normally have bolts from this here. Just because I replaced the window motor and I just threw it in with bolts, guys. There was rivets before and I had to just getting them out. So now there's two 10 mils. I'll lower you a bit so you can see the 10 mils. There's two 10. There is two 10 mil nuts which you can conveniently access through these holes. So there's one there, one there. We're going to use a 10 mil socket to remove them, and that will remove the outside door handle. So this will disconnect the outside door handle cable. I use a broken piece. You're just going to get the nuts out of there. Nope, that's not what I really wanted to do. Don't drop it in the door like I did. Whoops, don't do that. Not like I did. Now I'm going to pause till I get the nut back. Right guys, because I dropped that nut, I actually had to undo this. Your three T25 screws down here. If you drop a screw, you can shift this and you'll fetch it. And that's what I ended up having to do. Try and avoid it, but that's what I ended up having to do. I've left mine off this time in case I drop another one. Or the other trick, put tissue in there, but I've got access now, so I know I'll find it if it does drop again. That one didn't drop. Now, for there's now a metal bracket which sits like that. It sits under the spring. Alright, so you lift that up and it hooks itself underneath the spring. You lift up and so yeah, remember the orientation it comes out. So like that. Now from the outside it's time to take the door handle off. So what I'm going to do is use a bone tool, or trim tool, what's that, to pry this door handle off. There you go, this one seems to be a bit of a fight here, getting this one off. There you go, once a good perseverance gets it will come off. So now you might want to sort of pry it downwards. Now guys, now you angle the handle to get it out. A natural fact, yes, push this back on this sand insulation. Now that's part of the handle, I'm going to put that somewhere safe. Just going to drill that rivet out. Right guys, now I've got the window guide unbolted, just going to pull it down. So I don't bend it. Right guys, get the window guard out. You take the rubber out of it and it just pulls down. So it sits in like that, behind the rubber, like that. To make actuating off easier. So yeah. I know some people bend this, but you don't want to bend it. I've got to go and get the rivet out of it. Yeah, so guys, the actual fact, so you can see guys, it's joined right there, so you pull it down. So yeah, it's like it joins it, the way it goes. I'm trying my best to show you. So yeah, it sits in like that. So yeah, it slides down like that. That sits on the outside. I hope that explains it enough to you. So yeah, I've taken it out. So I've got to get this rivet out. So I can punch that through now. If I'm putting this back in, I punch that through. So I'm actually going to keep that one out. Now that will make getting this actuator out easy. Just want to disconnect the lock rod. Right, I'm going to actually leave that. Make it easier to push it down. Now there's 3 T30 Torx bits. So yeah, I'm going to use a ratchet because these are normally tight. These might actually, these ones in the scratcher were very tight. Nah, my hands ain't gonna just quite do that. Here, before I take the last screw, I'm going to hold it. Here, make sure that you do hold the latch for the last one. Here you go, with a bit of a tug, that opens that up, that opens that, the lock rod will come right out. And now, just remove that screw that I just put in temporarily. Then we've got to guide this all past the wiring. careful of everything. There's one wire just to pull out here. There you go. Just pull that Christmas tree clip out. Yeah, be careful to get that in. Now, there's one tab. It's better to do it here. And then just press the there you go, and that's removed from the car. In my case, I haven't got this rod with the other one, so I'm going to take this rod off this. Because obviously, yes, that actually sits in that rod. I'm just going to transfer it to my replacement, which I have actually sitting in my trunk. Versus compared to the same parts. They're both a prong. The only thing I do see different is the type of cable it's got, but that's not a problem. That won't be an issue. Yeah, they both actually look identical besides that. So now I'm going to attach the there you go, just transfer that. The rod actually come attached to this. Just a quick disconnect from the rod to go and fit this one to the car. That will be fine. Just go and there. Go. There you go. I'm just going to pause for a sec. Right guys, now you can now reconnect it. Right guys, just going to start screws off in the latch. Right guys, going to add in the third screw. You don't need to be as tight as they were. Give them a good pinch. I think that's as tight as it needs to go. do. It's actually from the other. This is actually from 2006, that latch, and this is why the cable was different. And so that'll be on that door card. Right guys, now we're going to refit this door latch. There you go. There's a door handle back on. Now we're going to secure the door handle with this. Remember, this actually goes up and behind the spring. I'll try my best to show you what I mean. So see, just above the top, there's a spring, goes up behind the spring. This side goes up behind the spring. I do my best, my absolute best to show you. This is a yeah, I'm just going to double check that that is right. Yeah, so the spring goes up behind it. See the spring that goes up behind it? Well, that should pop through. And you get the nut and you start them off. So to guide it on, that's one started off. We'll start the other one off. Let's hear a light off. I'm just going to pause until I got that nut started. Yeah, so what you have to do, the metal thing, you push it up, then the nut will start. You're doing both up till they're snug. Both nuts up till snug. Don't need to be that tight. There you go. But you want to check that the handle now works, so pull the handle. Right there with it. I'm just going to pause for a second. Right, if your handle doesn't sit flush, I've got mine to sit flush now. If that happens, because you've swapped the cable, what you do is round the back here, you pull the cable off and push it back on. It'll get level. So there's a backup if you run into the same issue as what I did, is when my handle didn't sit right. It's sitting right now, sits flat against the body, and that sits just right. If you don't sit right, or if it sits a bit like that, don't worry, because you can sort it out. So I hope that helps, guys. Now guys, we're going to put in the window guide again, push all this out of the way. This goes behind the rubber, not in front of the rubber. It just simply slots in, and you just slot in your weather strip. And slot that in, and that's that bit done. Now, what you do for the rivet down there, we're going to need to get a rivet and rivet that back in. Right guys, now I'm just going to push that wire back on the body. Right guys, so you want a rivet that covers the outside. And see, we've got one that's relatively close to the size I need. So this is called a rivet gun. I'll put that in. There you go, that secures that. Window guide to the car. And all it took was 2 pumps of that. And there you go. Now, you'd now put on your sound insulation. I've got to replace the insulation because that one's torn up. Here it is. You're gonna put, I'm putting this one in place. This one's in better nick. That's just a little opening for that. The moisture barrier. This one's actually insulated with a block rod. That's not bad. I might actually stick it. There you go. Now guys, it will be time to put the door panel back on. Right guys, you're gonna start by pushing all the connectors back in. You just push it. So right guys, so you can see, you just push till you get a solid clip. There you go. Same for the bottom green connector. And give a solid clip. I'm actually going to route my little wiring through as well. Not normally you'd have to do that. Now, you connect the little tweeter speaker up. Hopefully you can see. And the lock rod comes through. And there you go. Right guys, I'm now going to stick in those T25s fur. Actual fact, so don't drop this in. I'm going to actually thread this in with the all the time. Don't thread, it'll just come back. Right guys, camera just decided to shut off there, but anyway guys, I've just put the top T25 screw in case you didn't see. Now, what if in here guys, if a screw falls in, take the panel off. Do not just leave it without a screw, because this could snap. And that is to pull the door shut, so it's not really good if that snaps off. Right guys, whatever you do, do not let your screw drop, so. You don't let your screw drop in the door. Make sure it's nice and secure. Nice and secure before you put that back on. And this trim will go back on. All sorted. And now I'm just going to put the push pins in. All you do is you push that out, and in it goes. Right, I'm just going to place the rest of the. So all you do is with these clips, you push it so it sticks out, and you push it in the panel, push till it clips. You push it fully out. And then once in, you just push it in one step. That locks it in. Right guys, just remembered I forgot to put the mirror cover. I've started my engine just to charge the battery back up. I have had a trickle charger hooked to this the whole time I had this apart. I did have a trickle charger attached, but I'm just charging it back up. That's all. Not actually using this car right now. Not actually got this on the road right now. There you go. All completed now. There you go guys, all done. Right guys, we're going to end off this video, and the door lock has been working really well. Haven't actually driven the car as I've actually got it sawned off the road right now, because I'm actually giving these Saabs some use. So currently it is sawned. Engine runs fine in it. Yeah, I thought I'll just give the Saabs some use. Nothing wrong with the Volvo. I'm just keep taking it off the road for a few months. It's got a lot of miles on it, just resting it for a couple of months. Yes, but anyway guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, as that helps YouTube recommend my content. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content like this. Share this video with your family and your friends, and have a nice day.